日本時間4月16日、米国時間4月15日に放送された MLL セントラルで、元米国代表監督のマーク・デローサ氏がロサンゼルス、ドジャースとニューヨーク、メッツの一戦を詳細に分析した。試合は2-1でドジャースが勝利、両軍合わせても得点はわずか3点という極めて緊張感の高い投手戦となった。主役は山本由伸だ。初回にフランシスコ・リンドーアに本塁打を許したものの、その後は圧巻の投球で流れを完全に支配、20者連続アウトを記録するなど、徹底したコーナーワークでメッツ打線を封じ込めた。デローサ氏も、ゾーンの中心に球が来ない、読み合いすら許さない投球、と絶賛した。一方、メッツのノーラン、マクレーンも多彩な球種と強烈な変化量で対抗、まさに、力でねじ伏せる投球を披露し、山本とは対照的なスタイルで試合を支えた。終盤、ドジャースはわずかな好機を逃さず勝ち越しに成功。精密さで支配する山本と破壊力で圧倒するマクレーン、異なる頂点が激突した一戦はドジャースの勝負強さが上回る結果となった。番組ではこの投手戦の詳細な分析がさらに続く。ぜひ最後までご覧いただきたい。
You want to talk arms? We're going to Los Angeles.
Please.
My goodness, on a Tuesday we can. Taking you to the City of Angels. It was the City of Arms. Boy, did we have an awesome pitcher's duel. And we're going to show you offense
City of
from
no
the
hit.
jump. But this was not the story. Francisco Lindor, the Mets had been trying to get some momentum going. Yeah, they are. Francisco puts his team on the board, his first homer and RBI of the year, and the Mets lead it 1-0. So the Dodgers trying to secure a series win, and Nolan McLean on the mound. 2 on, 1 out for number 5, Freddie Freeman. The ball in play, ground
Best
ball
stuff
to
in the
first.
game, like just pure stuff. Nolan McLean.
Unbelievable.
Dodgers tied up at 1 run apiece. The Mets struck first, but Yama in complete control the rest of the way. There was going to be little margin for error in this game, and he pitched like it. The command, Dave Roberts talked about the command. He's so special. And he retired the next 20 batters in a row after that first inning. 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run. Not to be outdone. I mean, you know what I was thinking about? He's pitched in a bunch of big spots in his young career. Nolan McLean, lights out after the first.
I also thought about how, you remember when Jacob deGrom was with the Mets and they never scored for him?
We thought the same thing.
I hope that's not the same fate for Nolan McLean.
The Mets pursued Kyle Tucker last winter. They got him, and he won him a ball game. Bottom of the 8th, RBI single, 1-run scores. And the Dodgers lead 2-1, and that was your final on Tuesday night. The arms were the story, D-Row. Dave Roberts said on Yamamoto, his misses were near misses. They were so close. And how outstanding was Nolan McLean? 2 pitchers who are able to manipulate the baseball like few can, really.
That's the story, Lauren. I mean, to be completely honest, we're going to dive in on both of them. McLean has like wiffle ball type properties to what he's doing with the baseball. No one gets their sweeper and breaking ball to dive off the table like he does. And then Yamamoto doesn't get enough love for being a selfless teammate, what he did in the postseason, and then to watch him check off boxes. He never misses over the heart of the plate. He's not afraid to come in on righties. He could throw any pitch, any count. And then Dave Roberts had a decision to make in the 8th inning. He put Yamamoto back on the bump in the 8th inning after he punched out Brett Beatty at the bottom of the 7th inning, and I thought he was done. I thought he emptied the bucket. He came back out and got to 2 outs, and I want to take you in the mindset of what Dave Roberts is thinking. But let's start with Nolan McLean, because he was fantastic again. Listen, there's a reason this guy pitched the championship game for the WBC. Pause this real quick. When we were going through trying to pick out which starters would be on the WBC roster, obviously wide net, right? We were going for the best of the best. And then you start filtering it down after a couple no's and a couple yeses. Stuff plays in March. Stuff plays. And Matt Holliday, who lived in Oklahoma at the time, Oklahoma State, talked about Nolan McLean, who went there, and that he could handle the moment. He has pitched, like Lauren said, a bunch of big Mets games. And since he's broken in August 16, 2025 of last year, he's a top 10 pitcher in the game. So how does he go about it? Okay? I think for me, he gives you just too much to worry about. Here's an at-bat in the first inning against Teoscar Hernandez. It's four-seam heater, it's cutter. It's breaking ball, it's elevated four-seamer, it's two-seamer, it's wipeout cutter. It's too much to handle. Pause this for me. Bring up the next board before we get into Freddie Freeman. Take a look at his 2026 pitch usage. So your Teo coming up in the first inning. Your job as the hitter is process of elimination. Can we eliminate a side of the plate? Can we eliminate a certain pitch in that experience? Look at this. You got to cover everything. Four-seam, two-seam, sweeper, curveball, cutter, changeup. I mean, we could throw the changeup out, but you're covering all quadrants, all parts of the strike zone at different velocities. He's got the most movement. We talk about turning 17 inches into as big as you can for certain pitchers when they pound in. He has got the most movement from his two-seamer to his sweeper. He turned 17 inches into almost 34, 35 inches to cover. And he's going north-south. So no ability to eliminate anything based off that first at bat. Then he's the one guy that I put on at night. You look at breaking balls, they usually come out of a pitcher's hand, build velocity, but you can kind of follow the plane. When we were kids, we used to get a lawn chair. Buddies up at bat, and we would play wiffle ball, right? And you're trying to hit the legs of the chair. When I'm watching some of these pitches, watch this first pitch to Freddie Freeman. And that ball moved 1.5 feet. Freddie's one of the best at controlling the strike zone. He's completely lost it because he has turned this thing, and there it is, the old school lawn chair. Again, Freddie, two-seamer down and away. Changeup that he hangs, but he's not expecting it. And then wipe out breaking ball, again, to hit the bottom leg of the lawn chair right there. So pause this for me. Bring up the movement pattern. You're hitting, so we're looking at this. Nolan McClain is throwing at us. Look what you have to cover from a strike zone situation. You got to cover four-seam, two-seam. Then he's got the two-seam to tunnel off it with the sweeper. He's got the four-seam to tunnel off with the breaking ball. It's just a lot of noise, and it's all explosive. Some of the best spin rate, some of the best velocity. Now I'm going to take you through. He's a bulldog as well. In the 7th inning, Andy Pages, run this at bat. He's going to eventually get him to 1-2. Okay? Pause. Bring me up. His first at bat, he got him in the same situation, and he went two-seamer at 98 in. So go right here, run this a little bit. We're going to do a thought bubble. That's what he's thinking. He might come with it again. He goes right on right changeup. 98 and then pulled the string, same spot. So it was unbelievable. We're telling you, Nays is in my ear going, that's the pitch we told you to throw out, and he just punched Andy Pages' ticket. So just a phenomenal job of wiffle ball-like stuff. Now, on the flip side, Yamamoto, when you dive in on him, he gives up the homer to Lindor, and then that's it. Okay? What I love about him, a vast array, all different miles per hour. Boy, does he remind me of Mike Mussina. Everything's on the edges. Everything is big compete, and you cannot think along with this guy. Here he is against Brett Beatty early in the game, 2nd inning. We're going cutters in, four-seamers in, splits away. Just everything to the edges. Watch the middle of the box. It never gets there. Backdoor cutter. High cutter up and in.
What do you do?
What do you do, Lauren?
No, you just said you can't think along with him.
You can't think along with him. You grind it out, right? And then he goes backdoor cutter right here. So bring up the edges board. Highest percentage of pitches thrown to the edge of the strike zone. There's a reason Eduardo Rodriguez is on one since the WBC. Nothing's over the heart of the plate. And then you look at Yamamoto there. Look at his velo compared to everybody else's. 46% of the time he's sticking the edges at 95 miles an hour. So just absolutely fantastic. Nothing misses over the heart except the one shot to Lindor. And then the split, he could almost tell you this is coming. We're going to get into Mason Miller a little bit later. The ability to throw it any count. I can throw it 0-0. I can put you away with it. There it is right there. 1-1 game, top third. Then he busts him up and in. Split again. Now he can miss over the heart of the plate with a split and lock him up. He's got him dancing. It was back and forth all night. And then I thought he emptied the bucket right here against Brett Beatty. First and second, 2 out. He makes the perfect pitch. You see his splitter usage Tuesday versus the Mets. Overall, almost 41%. Doesn't deviate. Versus righties, versus lefties. It's the most splitters he's ever thrown in a regular season game. Look at him first pitch with it. 39% of the time. Look at him 50% of the time with 2 strikes. It's always in his back pocket to be able to do that. So let's get back in. All right. Third tile I thought was interesting. After the 7th inning right there, pause this. I want to set it up. After the 7th inning of the punch out of Brett Beatty, I'm saying, okay, he's done. He's at about 92, 93 pitches. He brings him back out for the 8th. He gets weak contact, run this. He gets weak contact from Vientos. So you know he's still on it. 95, jammed him. Then Marcus Semien, I think, maybe spooks Dave Roberts a little bit. Almost takes him deep right there. Ben shoots a knock, and then we got Lindor ground ball with eyes. It's first and third. House is on fire. And I was just sitting there saying to myself, is he going to leave him in at 104 pitches? He has Will Smith go talk to him. He makes sure that Blake Trinan. Okay, so real quick to me, run that back. These are the decisions you got to make to Luis Roberts' first at bat to fly out. Run that back. So Luis Roberts coming to the plate right here. He's got Trinan getting loose. First and third. These are the previous at bats. Luis Robert hasn't done anything. So it's a matter of, do you leave Yamamoto in, who's been an absolute bear at 104 pitches? When he's been so good for you, Dave Roberts has got a lot of trust, a lot of belief in Blake Trinan. Goes and gets him for Blake Trinan. Blake Trinan's able to come in. I was sitting there last night saying to myself, I don't think Yamamoto even goes out on the mound for the 8th inning if I'm sitting in that dugout. Dave put him back out there, and then he still always believes Blake Trinan. He hasn't given up on him. He was awesome for him in some of his World Series runs. Last year he struggled a little bit, and then tip of the cap, Edwin Diaz's velo's down. Isn't it nice to have a guy like Alex Vesia who can kind of Swiss Army knife, get it done with some of the best induced vertical break in the game?
Clay Holmes, Shohei Ohtani. That's the pitching matchup at Dodger Stadium tonight.